Maine's latest group of Honor Flight veterans is back home after a weekend filled with gratitude for their service.
For veterans who get to go on these trips and for those who travel with them, it is a rewarding and emotional experience. And it's one that News Center Maine's Steve Sherburne and Don Carrigan got to share.
Their service may have been 70 years ago, but Honor Flight and those who greet these veterans show that time only makes it more important to say thanks.
Oh, I think this is horrendously marvelous. I really do. I can't say enough good things about it.
In fact, 70 years ago today, I was in Paris Island.
70 years ago in Paris Island.
Yeah.
This is better?
Yes, this is a lot better.
For the veterans and their guardian escorts, a greeting they didn't quite expect.
And then this is just overwhelming.
Thank you.
Welcome to Washington, sir. Welcome.
Washington seemed eager to welcome Honor Flight veterans back after a 2-year absence.
Thank you for your service and welcome.
The World War II Memorial is the biggest of all the country's war memorials, a space that honors the 16 million Americans who wore the uniform in that conflict, including Lawrence Stoll, who joined the Army right after high school at 17.
Everybody had to go, so we might as well get in and get on.
Yeah. And all your friends did as well?
Oh, yeah.
What do you think of this place, Dad?
And Cliff Randall, who quit school to join the Navy while the war was still on.
I was on the task force going into Japan when they dropped the atomic bomb.
But these trips have a somber aspect as well as celebration. At Arlington and the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, at the Iwo Jima Memorial, where Merle Emberton and fellow Marines shared thoughts of their service.
That's part of the indoctrination of the Marine Corps, that you know about the past Marines and the sacrifices they've made.
But for him and many in this group, the prime destination was the Vietnam Wall, a place where the pain of memory is very personal.
I purposely left the names of the person's home. I was thinking of bringing it with them, but I think, I might go a little cry fit of it. I don't want to be too emotionally disturbed by it and everything else.
They're your brothers.
I know.
Several of these Vietnam veterans had stayed away from the wall until now.
It's hard to get over a lot of loss of friends and everything else, and once you get over it, you don't want to sit there and apply it again to your life, like to say, okay, it's out of my life. I know it happened, and I know the men give their lives over there.
But the memories of combat and of friends lost to war half a century ago are never really gone.
This was the time period that I was over there. But it's hard to remember the names.
And on the wall are so many names, 58,000. And for some veterans, there are so many names to look for. The names flow together, line after line along the wall, from the worst years of the war. And not far away are the memories from the Korean War. Not as many people visit there. It is perhaps still America's forgotten war. But not for Navy veteran Joe Scarborough.
And I saw children out there in ice, walking through ice, and bare feet, shorts, and a lot of them were orphans.
And not for Fred Collins, an Army combat engineer.
You've been to this monument before.
Yes.
What's it mean to you?
It means a lot. It's always on your mind because you think you're so lucky, that you did come home.
But this time, he will leave with a different memory, because shortly before we caught up with Fred, this Korean veteran met 2 Korean girls.
Came over and put their arm around me. I said, Anya Hashimika. And they said, wow, thank you very much.
It may have been a fitting reminder for their Honor Flight journey that no matter when or where these veterans served, all shared the readiness to put themselves at risk to protect others. That service should always deserve our thanks. Don Carrigan, News Center, Maine.
And we should mention that Honor Flight Maine does this completely free for those veterans, so they're always looking for donations.
I'm so happy to see it happening again. It's well deserved.